I am excited. I only normally get to talk to you on Twitter now, so this is really special to be able to do it on TV again.
And yet you've forgiven him enough to appear live on air.
Now, Mark, I've been following
you're here.
I've been following your Twitter feed, Mark, and it'd be fair to say you're not a massive fan of President Trump. It's probably your idea of your worst nightmare. It's quite interesting because you used to come on my old CNN show around the 2012 election when he flirted with the presidency. And I think even then people thought he's never going to be serious about this. Well, he was, and he won. It's an interesting thing. He's very toxic. The polls are terrible for his approval. And yet he says, look, the markets are roaring. The job market's in good shape. I'm sorting out immigration and terrorism protection and so on. There are some boxes that can be ticked. Are you prepared to give him any ticks?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, part of it comes down to what your worldview is. If you don't, for example, care too much about the environment, you could say that his stance on environmental protections has been successful because he's been able to take them away. He's been able to deregulate some things that are key on issues of trade and education and immigration. So Donald Trump has been able to make some successful moves. As someone who looks at the world a particular way, I'd say no, he hasn't been largely successful. But I think a bigger question is, has he been able to accomplish his agenda? Normally, within 1 year, a president is able to make some sort of major campaign promise delivered. Some sort of signature legislation has gone through within the course of a year. And we haven't seen that on taxes. We're still waiting for that magical wall that he was going to build across Mexico, the Mexican-U.S. border. We're still waiting for some of these big campaign promises to be delivered. We're waiting for this amazing new tax plan. None of this stuff is happening. And yes, he's doing a victory lap on jobs, but it's very difficult, according to any credible economist, for him to take credit for job growth when we've had steady job growth for the last few months. It's not Trump's economy yet in terms of the jobs reports.
That is true, but of course you'd be the first to whack him if the jobs figures were bad. Let's go to Amy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he can't win on that.
Amy Kramer, great to have you with us as well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We have the chart here of presidential job approval. I'm sure we've also got it in a better form than my piece of paper here. But, oh, we haven't. So we'll just have to concentrate on the piece of paper I have here. He's sort of got record disapproval rates at almost 60%, if we're going to round up, as the president likes to. He's not terribly popular, and he doesn't seem to be able to shake the theme of his presidency so far, which is the alleged connections with Russia and whether they hacked the election.
Well, what I say to that is that those are the same pollsters that said that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election. And he won it, I mean, fair and square across the country. And he penetrated that blue wall. And I think that that's very important.